New developments with regards to the Adver Pages affair. The alleged rapist is currently in the hands of security elements after he was arrested last night in a motel in Bonaberi, Douala 4 subdivision by elements of the judicial police. He's being accused of sexual harassment, physical abuse, intimidation, among other things. Our reporters on the field went on a fact-finding mission, and they'll be telling us more on who really is Adver Pages. And away from that, several users of electric prepaid meters are disgruntled over the poor functioning of the meters, causing disruption of energy supply. Many have been deprived of electricity for several days. You'll be getting the reactions of some victims in this edition of the news. Those are major stories. Stay with us for details and more. Good evening, dear viewers of Equinoxe Television. Thank you so much for joining me on this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast. For presentation, I am Immaculate Fogwe. What is today known as the Pages sex scandal takes another turn. Several reports have confirmed the arrest of the alleged serial rapist Adver Pages. He was allegedly arrested in the Bonaberi neighborhood of Douala in a motel and taken to the Douala Judicial Police. Our reporter Babla Jonathan gives us latest updates with regards to this case.
The man accused of sexually assaulting more than 50 women is now in police custody. Adver Pages is in police custody at the Littoral Judicial Police right behind me. He was arrested yesterday or last night in the Douala 4 subdivision in an inn, and he was arrested alongside the manager of that inn. His arrest comes after the Douala Military Court issued an arrest warrant against him in connection to illegal or unlawful manipulation of a firearm, and it is alleged that he was using the firearm to threaten his victims before sexually assaulting them. And his arrest comes on the heels of a petition written by over 20 women, including Kawara, Kabangwala, Edith, Barrister Alice, Alice Sajo, Tumaino Ndamjura, Bejelin Tumu, and many others who have written a petition calling on authorities to take quick action against what is today qualified as the Pages scandal, an issue which is described as a frightening one as far as the security of women and Cameroonians in general is concerned. And this is happening at a time when there are serious concerns about what is qualified as an attack against women in Cameroon. Several cases of femicide reported, and he's now in police custody. The police is carrying on with the investigations, and definitely we're going to be telling you more about this as soon as we are informed. Reporting from the Littoral Judicial Police in Bonanjo, we are Jires Yopa and Babla Jonathan.
And stay with Equinoxe TV for latest updates as far as the Adver Pages affair is concerned. Away from that, instated 3 years ago, the prepaid and postpaid services of Nous, Cameroon has been causing sleepless nights to most Cameroonians across the national territory for the past 3 days. Recharging the prepaid meter has been a challenge for many. Though Nous, Cameroon sent out a communique addressing the issue, its customers still face difficulties. Asia Lucilengu spoke to some customers and a consumer rights defender and compiled the following report for the 6 p.m. news.
Prepaid and postpaid services for close to 3 days has been perturbed. It has been a challenge to customers across the national territory who have been without electricity in their homes, offices and business sites. I still do not understand why this is happening. Last night, when electricity went off, I tried refilling my account, but the service was unavailable. Many have tried recharging their prepaid meters, but keep receiving a message saying an internal error caused the operation to fail.
Telling us that the error, when you start manipulating it, they tell you that an internal error. I don't know where the internal error for 2 days, internal error. I don't understand.
a worrying situation for the population, who suggests prepaid services be substituted. Others think the prepaid services have become more costly as the amounts paid hardly last for a month. Before now, I paid electricity bills for 3,000 francs, 4,000 francs, but with the prepaid methods, I paid 2,000 francs. It hardly lasts for a month. It does for 2 days, 3 days. Serge Onanina Goutier, a consumer rights defender, adds that these have slowed down economic activities. He urges the Cameroon National Electricity Utility Company, Nous, to immediately remedy the situation to avoid further inconveniences.
Il faut que l'entreprise prenne ses responsabilités et rétablisse rapidement.
Meantime, in a communique sent out by Nous Communication Department on the 31st of January 2024, Nous calls on its customers to remain vigilant, avoid fraudulent activities that will dysfunction the service. Also, Nous says the issue is gradually being handled as some customers are already succeeding to recharge their prepaid meters at the time of this report.
Over to something else. Financial controllers, accountants, auditors and heads of enterprises in Douala have been updated on the changes of the 2024 finance law. Fiscalists and other experts say it will help reduce the rate of tax evasion and other fiscal fraud or errors. Annabella reports.
Finance Law of Cameroon for the 2024 financial year, which was signed by the head of state on December 19, 2023, came with several modifications and innovations. The principal purpose of the law is to determine government revenue and expenditure and also lay down the conditions of budgetary and financial balance and establish the state budget for the current year. Fiscalists and other consultants met with financial controllers so they can get abreast with the recent changes on how the finance law should be properly applied.
You know that the tax law is like all law. You don't know it, you have to, that law will be applied to you. That's the reason that the person, the management, the company have to train all the employee or themselves to be able to apply that new law for the benefit of their company.
And also, a circular made public by the Minister of Finance obliges social media influencers and other online content creators to pay 5% taxes on the revenue they make online. But how is that possible?
It's possible because all those international companies are identified. And when they pay a fee or a revenue to a local operators or local influencer, that we used to say, we can have a transaction, we can have a detail of that transaction. Many people operating online used to say they earn much more money online. How can you earn money online and without paying tax?
The participants of the seminar on fiscal analysis of the 2024 finance year include heads of enterprises, investors, accountants, auditors, and other financial controllers.
I'm a finance controller. It's important for every finance professional and whatever, even a businessman, to be aware of what is happening in the finance law every year. We need to keep abreast with the various changes so that we avoid in future any possible sanctions in case of non-compliance.
The knowledge acquired will go a long way to avoid tax evasion and other fiscal fraud or errors which could act as a setback to the country's economy.
The Littoral Regional Council says it is using the little means it has to foster the region's development. But the answer to the question Regional Council during a 2-day council session that ended today, and the answer was rather of an invitation to come closer to see what is being done. Meantime, the council is facing several challenges, as Babila Jonathan reports.
Littoral Regional Councillors meeting in a session amidst rising questions as to what the council has been doing for the past over 3 years of its existence. In response, the president of the Littoral Regional Council utters some few words with no further details.
Come closely to me. listen to what we are doing, try to see closely, and then you will understand what is done.
The population should understand what you are doing. The councillors are examining earmarked projects for the development of the region. One of them is the putting in place of a regional tourism board.
The littoral region will manage specifically his tourism inside the region.
Some councillors blame the fact that the impact of the council's activities is neither seen nor felt on ground on numerous constraints.
Nous sommes réduits par les moyens qui ne suffisent pas.
Our efforts are limited by insufficient resources.
C'est des dotations de l'État qui sont de l'ordre de 3 milliards.
The state offers 3 billion francs CFA to the regions, and that's for a region like the Littoral, with many schools, hospitals, roads.
According to His Royal Majesty Paul Mbonjo Nkolong,
nous avons les difficultés de mise en place.
Infrastructural setbacks are also hampering and limiting the council's proper functioning.
The new senior divisional officer for the Kunki division, located in the West region, has been tasked to step up the fight against insecurity and banditry by activating and creating local vigilante groups and working in collaboration with local administrative authorities and traditional leaders. These, among other tasks, were presented to him by the West Regional Governor, our Funke Augustine, while officially installing him. Innocent Aze tells us more of this installation ceremony.
Lanui Harry Nganui takes over command as senior divisional officer for the Kunki division of the West region, replacing Jean-Daniel Joboina, called to other duties. While officially handing over the command baton to him, West Regional Governor Our Funke Augustine challenged the newcomer to enforce law and order, fight against banditry, as well as implant peace in the entire division.
Banjo is serving as a hiding ground for these men of the underworld. So he should work in close collaboration with the forces of law in order to put an end to this phenomenon. And we are asking him to ensure that there is harmony and synergy amongst the elite.
The incoming senior administrative officer has also been commissioned to engage in actions to limit road accidents, preserve lives of the population, and to encourage investment.
We counted on him to work in close collaboration, galvanize them, mobilize them so that they can carry out investments. By so doing, the youth will be able to benefit through employment facilities that will be created as a result.
Addressing elites, traditional leaders and local administrative authorities, the senior divisional officer pledged to adhere to the instructions of the governor.
The instructions were clear, and as from tomorrow my duty is to implement those instructions to be able to move this division to higher heights. And I pledge my total availability, my total commitment to be able to do the job to the best of my ability.
And now to our cultural page. The headquarters of the Gyan Foundation in Fumban was inaugurated by the Sultan King of the Bamun dynasty, His Majesty Nabil Bombon Joya, an inauguration ceremony which marks the beginning of the new era since the registration of the Gyan Festival on the list of Cultural Heritage of Humanity. We have details with our cultural page reporter, Cedric Chakucho.
Fumban Subdivision, West Region of Cameroon, the headquarters of the Gyan Foundation, was inaugurated by the Sultan of Bamun, Muhammad Nabil Forimifum Bombon Joya. This inauguration marks the beginning of a new era for the Gyan Festival, reinforced by its recent inscription on the representative list of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity by UNESCO. We have a new Sultan who comes with some innovations.
Gyan a été inscrit, n'est-ce pas, sur la liste du patrimoine culturel et immatériel de l'humanité
I should remind you that the Gyan Festival was registered on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. So this year will be big for us. Moreover, this foundation, which is now operational, will play a central role in the structural, administrative, material and logistical organization of the cultural activities of the Bamoun community.
De Sa Majesté le Sultan Roi des Bamoun, qui demande d'impliquer toutes les associations Bamoun dans...
This innovation done by the Bamoun Sultan will help all Bamoun communities.
À la demande de Sa Majesté le Sultan Roi des Bamoun, au contact des populations, faire un effet araignée pour que...
At first things were done in Fumban and Fumbot, but this year, Magba, Kutamo and Kutaba are registered as Gyan sites. The foundation.
Now we take something else to take you out of Cameroon, where at least 50 people were confirmed dead after a boat capsized in the eastern province of the Democratic Republic of Congo over in Senegal. Ousmane Sonko has been officially confirmed the selection of Bassirou Diomaye Faye as his replacement for the upcoming presidential elections. We have details in this report done by Malaglery.
In Democratic Republic of Congo, 50 passengers who were on board a wooden boat are reported dead after the boat capsized on a lake. An official in the South Kivu province revealed that the boat was also carrying 20 bags of cement and unfortunately sank due to being overloaded. 10 people survived and 3 bodies have been found, and the search continues for the rest of the 37 passengers. And elsewhere, Senegal's opposition leader Ousmane Sonko has made a pivotal vote ahead of the country's presidential election scheduled for February 25th by officially announcing Bassirou Diomaye Faye as his replacement candidate. This significant decision was conveyed through a pre-recorded video released on Sonko's Facebook page and various opposition-affiliated media outlets. The video marks Sonko's first public appearance since his arrest on July 28, 2023. In the 44-minute footage, Sonko confidently entrusted the presidential project to Bassirou. This move comes amid uncertainties regarding Sonko's eligibility to actively participate in the election. Sonko in his video also called for Faye's release, citing the need for equal opportunities for all presidential candidates. However, it remains unclear if this will happen, as no formal application for provisional release has been filed yet. Sonko also urged other presidential candidates from his party, such as Habib C. and Cheikh Tidiane Diaye, to continue their campaigns, thereby increasing the representation for the former PASTEF candidate in the upcoming election.
And now to our advertorial pages. The Starincoon Cooperative Credit Union Limited branch in Yaoundé has a new well-furnished and equipped building which will enable its workers and customers carry out transactions flexibly. The 16-apartment-story building was inaugurated by the governor of the Central Region, who recommended the population to do transactions with Ntakul while assuring them of the security of their savings and increase interest rates. Innocent Aze with his advertorial.
Standing giantly above other buildings and microfinance institutions in the city of Yaoundé is the Starincoon Cooperative Credit Union Limited, inaugurated by the governor of the Central Region, an output of seats sown by members of the Starincoon Cooperative Credit Union, who stands to benefit security of their savings and increased interest rates.
This building you see like this is the 7,000 building contribution that we collect from the members, and then we add the reserve that we have been keeping for the past years. It's those reserve that we have used to realize this project. Other buildings in Douala, in Boya, in Bamenda.
I want to seize it to tell the members of the Starincoon Cooperative Credit Union that they can be assured that whatever amount of money they deposit in Starincoon Cooperative Credit Union is well taken care of. We use their money judiciously. We pay them interest for saving their money to the tune of 6%. We also try to valorize their money in a way that they can feel proud of belonging to this credit union, Starincoon.
This 16-apartment structure will also facilitate transactions at the Starincoon Cooperative Credit Union.
with this magnificent building, the members will be very comfortable doing business here. They will not have queue again here because we have expanded the number of personnel here. And this building will act as archives for all the branches in Yaoundé. We have given part of it to tenants, and revenue will come in to increase that interest from savings from 6% maybe to more than 6%.
Provides banking services, which makes it outstanding from other credit unions in Yaoundé in particular and Cameroon as a whole.
Tarenkon Cooperative Credit Union is different in the sense that we try to align our services with the services of the banks, so that while at Tarenkon you can equally enjoy almost the same services that you would have enjoyed when you are in a bank. For example, you find out that it's possible to do your transactions using the ATMs, using your telephones through the mobile app, the banking app, and even through the USSD platform. That permits you to be able to carry out services in record time without having to move and queue up in the various branches in order to be served.
Anyone who had nursed doubt or fear doing business with Tarenkon Cooperative Credit Union must bury the thoughts and register as a member.
The building will attract many people to come and do business. The building itself is a collateral. You are very sure that you are doing business with somebody who is stable. You cannot run away with your money, because when you have a stable man who owns the building, and then you cannot run with your money.
While inaugurating the Tarenkon Cooperative Credit Union building, the governor of the Central Region saluted the efforts of the members in strengthening Cameroon's economic backbone.
Since the credit union Tarenkon has had a name and is in compliance with government prescriptions, I think people can do good business with it. And I'm recommending that people be able to do business with them.
In 2023, in Tarenkon Cooperative Credit Union, was acclaimed as the largest, leading and best customer and digital services and most reliable microfinance institution in Cameroon in particular, and the Semak sub-region in general.
One of the leading telecommunication network, Orange Cameroon, which is also a major sponsor of the Indomitable Lions during the 34th edition of the African Nations Cup ongoing in Côte d'Ivoire, once again provided all the comfort to all its thousands of subscribers with the Maxi Caravan, where gadgets and trips to Abidjan were offered. Orange Cameroon also set up with civil fan zones across the country. Details report.
Orange Cameroon, major sponsor of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon and of the 34th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, is providing maximum comfort to its thousands of subscribers. Through the Maxi Caravan, Orange Cameroon has been offering gadgets and free trips for football fans to Côte d'Ivoire.
We are here to support the Indomitable Lion. Unfortunately, today we are not winning. Actually, we lost against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but we are still supporters of our Lions. And a great champion is not always about winning. It's also about losing and being able to come back. And we believe that our Lions will come back.
For those who remain in Cameroon, the leader of mobile payments in Cameroon has set up fan zones where fans are enjoying the competition.
In this AFCON, Orange Cameroon has been there to make sure that the population can follow our Lions everywhere. And we took some people to Yamoussoukro to support the Lions, some other people to Abidjan to support the Lions, and for those people who were not able to travel, we are here in the different fan zones. So we have the fan zone here in Douala, in the Patou Vita, so where we are today. We have also other fan zones in almost all the regions of Cameroon. So we are there to make sure that the population can take part of this AFCON, which is actually a great competition for all African countries.
Subscribers express satisfaction with the action of Orange Cameroon.
La culture otaku rassemble tous les passionnés de jeux vidéo, dessins animés et films d'animation. On est une communauté de plus en plus grandissante au Cameroun et c'est pourquoi
the otaku culture has put in place this stand, this to promote the manga games, which are new in Africa and Cameroon.
La commune en celle-ci propose en son sein plusieurs activités qui tendent à éduquer la jeunesse sur les techniques d'art graphique.
Supported by Orange Cameroon, we could help youth discover these games and discipline.
Nous avons soutenu dans ce mouvement.
Grâce à Orange Cameroon, nous sommes présents dans 4 villes en ce moment.
Thanks to Orange Cameroon, we are present in 4 towns, Garoua, Yaoundé, Bafoussam and Douala at Patou Vita, and also another fan zone in Bonasama.
À l'occasion, nous avons organisé une compétition de e-football
For this occasion, an e-football competition was organized where all the players are accepted, and on the 10th of February, a big final will be organized at this fan zone. With this, the Best Telephone Network is feeding its hundreds of thousands of customers with great memories of the 34th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations.
One of the leading telecommunications company in Cameroon, Orange Cameroon, put an end to today's edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe television. Thank you so much, dear viewers, for your keen attention. Have a wonderful evening.